All right, third graders, we just got done looking at a PowerPoint presentation about Alexander Calder and getting a little bit more of an understanding about his different types of artwork using wire and sculpture. We also looked at his fish mobile that used a lot of found objects and different types of colors. Today we're going to create our own fish mobile. Now each of you should have a fish shape, a pencil, a little scrap of paper, a brown paper bag with Calder's information on it, a pile of pipe cleaners, buttons, and beads. What we're going to do first is write our name on our Alexander Calder bags and our teacher code. So if I was in Mrs. Hart's, I'd write 3H, Mrs. Visosky's 3V, and so forth. My second thing is I want to do the same on this little scrap of paper. We will store our artwork in our bags so they don't get tangled, and then the scrap of paper, parents will come around when you're finished and just staple it to your fish so we know whose is whose. So we can put all that to the side now. Pencils and bags and scraps. Now, every classroom has some pliers. These were Alexander Calder's favorite tool to work with. We will be sharing them. There's not enough for everybody. You will all have a turn. We just have to take our time. This is something you don't need to do first. You don't have to wait. You can do this when you get your pliers, but we are going to use our pliers to bend our tail. Now, your tail has two endings and they can be sharp, so I want you to be careful and try not to poke yourself. The pliers, you will just go ahead and open them up and you're going to grab the end of the tail and squeeze. Now I can take my pliers and start twisting them, and I can also twist my fish. You can get yourself a nice curved line. Maybe you want to have another curved line going in, so you would do the same thing. Grab the end, squeeze, and bend in. Maybe you want to go outways, so you would just go the other way. It depends on you. You can also use your hands to shape it as well. Once you get the tail you like, go ahead and pass the pliers to somebody else who needs it. While you're waiting for pliers, this is your opportunity to work on your mouth. Now, on our example we looked at, his mouth is going in. And to do that, you will just take your fish, and I'm going to put it vertically in front of me, and I'm just going to start pressing the wire in. And you can decide, do you want a big bottom lip with a short top lip, or you can have a big top lip with a short lip, or you can bring it down like this. This is up to you. You are going to decide, okay? And if you don't like it, you can always change it up a little bit and restart it. There, I think I like the shape of this. Let's press that down a little bit. All right, so now I've got my fish shape all set up and ready. Now I can start thinking about the colors I want to use on my fish. If you look at their example, he put a yellow tail on. He had red for the top half of the fish, blue for the bottom. It's all up to you. Maybe you want to use your favorite color. Maybe you like the way that the yellow and the orange is together. You can decide. If you want, you can wrap your whole fish with pipe cleaner. I'm going to start this one. So I'm going to put it right here on the end by the tail, and I'm going to just twist it around. And then I can go ahead and kind of weave it in and around the outside of my wire, making it nice and neat because I like to have good craftsmanship. Do you notice how my finger keeps moving up the fish and holding my pipe cleaner in place. So I go around, bring it around, hold it with my index finger and wrap it around again. If you run out of a color that you really like, there's a lot of parents here that can help you. You just have to ask. Sometimes I see people using more than one color of pipe cleaner. So maybe they want to have two wrapped together. I just want to finish this yellow part and then I'll show you that. So then I'm just going to start a fresh one right there. You don't have to do all the same color if you don't want. This is your artwork. You be the artist and make your choice and your decision. Definitely trickier getting inside that mouth. All right, so that's looking good. So if you wanted to do two wrapped together, you would do the same way. Get your two started, bring them around. Oops. Not as easy as one, so take your time. These are starting to twist together. Let's see how that looks. Oh, don't mind that. All right. I forgot to tell you guys that I was also going to give you some scissors because now I'm noticing I have a little bit of leftover pipe cleaner, so you will also have scissors, and you can just go ahead and trim that pipe cleaner. Save it, maybe you need it for a small area like your tail. Alright, so I've got this covered, and you don't have to cover the whole thing if you don't want. If you do, that's great. I'm going to show you how to make the eye. Now this is tricky. Figure out where your eye is going to be. Is it going to be here? Is it going to be here? I think I'm going to use it up here. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it. I'm going to start up top and I will form a circle, and then I can go ahead and twist it closed like that. Now I can look at my plate. I have buttons and beads. I think I'm going to use a button. So I've made a circle, and now I can go ahead and thread my pipe cleaner through my button. I like it right about there. I'm going to just go ahead and wrap this around to secure it in place like that, and I can trim this. Now doing an eye is not easy. It might take some fussing. Do you have to do it this way? No. You can do it your own way. There's lots of different ways. If you want to shape your eyeball, you can make it come to a point. You can keep it in a circle. That's up to you. Now let me show you a little bit about the scales. I'm going to start at the top. Same way, get my little end, wrap it around my fish. Then I can start drawing with my pipe cleaner. If I want to do curved scales like this, I can just take it and form it. I can have them close together, further apart. If I run out of pipe cleaner and I'm not going to make it to the end, I can always take the same color or a different color, connect them by just twisting them together and finish. I'm going to have these kind of zigzagged. When I get to the end, I can go ahead and do the same thing I've been doing. Connect it and twist it to lock it into place, and I can trim. Alright, so that's one line. If I want to do another line, but this time I want to add beads, I'm going to show you how to do that. Go ahead and start it, and then look at your pony beads or your sequence, and you can put it on. Are you going to have another repeating zigzag line? You can do that. Then you would add another bead. I probably wouldn't put a red bead on because I think it would get lost with the red. So think about your colors. Alright, that looks good. And then I'll lock that into place and trim if necessary. I think my tail's kind of plain, so I might want to go ahead and jazz that up. I can go ahead and cover it with pipe cleaner, or I could add some more fun or curlies. I can twist it around my finger. I could also add a fin at the top if I wanted. I could fill this up with beads. Like that, and add it to the top of my fish by twisting. I could even put lines in here for the lines of the fin, the bones that go in the fin. It's all up to you. I know that you have a lot of good creative ideas that you're thinking about, and I'm excited to see them, and your craftsmanship. When you are done and you think you have done a fabulous job, you have good craftsmanship, you like the color usage, you will take your little label and a parent will come around and go ahead and staple it to your fish. And then we will add some fishing line and hang it from your pod ceiling a little bit later this week. Good luck!